Just pulled in the driveway, 8:52 p.m. tonight, August 18, 2024, with the white full-size Chevy 2005 Chevy van with a huge ladder rack on top. Towing the tow dolly the last few days just to prove it to me. Wade-Alan-Heineman. Hopefully this will be a short. This will be for youtube.com/@IAM, WADEHEINEMAN. If it's not a short, it's going to be a short audio. As indicated, I was drinking alcohol. I have a bottle I've been carrying around that has sipping apple cider vinegar from the Amish store in it. It's not whiskey. It looks like maybe a fifth, size of a fifth. I haven't had any alcohol in 2 years. None. Not a single drop. I talked about wine with my parents at the Red and White Barn Home yesterday. Marquette and Fredericksburg, Iowa, I guess, are places that they have winery type things in, very small numbers of wineries in Iowa. But those are the places. Amana Colonies and Fredericksburg and Marquette, I guess, are places you can get wine in Iowa, as well as some rural wineries and stuff. So, it was just something to talk about with my parents. There's certain subjects you can talk about with your 80-year-old parents, and other things you don't talk with your parents about. So it's, something that's mildly interesting for me. I still live in Iowa, so interesting to me where they have wineries and stuff. So we talked about that yesterday. It was indicated. Again, I don't know why I have to say this every time I go to my parents' Red and White Barn Home. I do not know my neighbors. I have never known my neighbors. I don't know anything about my neighbors or anyone named Sherry. I don't know who these people are. Stop equating surveillance of my parents' Red and White Barn Home with some fraud named Sherry or these neighbors that I don't know, or a black family is indicated as well, all along. It's me and talking to my parents at the Red and White Barn Home all along. Years and years of this. This is part of the abuse, psychological abuse, part of the suppression of truth, and contributes to my PTSD as well. All of it does. Anything that makes me feel not in control of my life contributes to my PTSD. Everything, and I'm not in control of my life every day, more so than everyone else that I know, because of all the surveillance and all the attention being paid to the perceived wrongs that I've done because of staged lies and surveillance combination. I'm innocent, 100%, 95% of everything you hear about me is false due to staged lies by the criminals so they can get away with their thievery. But I've absolutely, again, shown no interest in anyone in Iowa in 9 years, other than bought flowers for someone in, 2018 when I had the bridge construction job. And I never saw her outside of the post office in Maynard. I saw her twice there, 2 or 3 times, and I bought her flowers once or twice. I think maybe twice. Bought her flowers because there's a flower shop across the road, and I thought, help out the flower shop, give her something to look at when her dark USPS job, and maybe, create something between us that, I didn't know her and I never met her, and nothing ever happened. But that's the only person in 9 years, because of the staged lies about my life and the frauds destroying it. I had, a little opportunity there where I had a job, and I was, doing okay with the frauds, until I found out they were breaking into my car and getting into my iTunes or Apple account. What's that called? iCloud account through my iPad at the time. And then I had to quit that job, and then I was unstable again because, I couldn't pay for even a date again. So, these frauds have just destroyed my ability to date in 9 years. That's the only reason I don't have a girlfriend or a wife, or, I've never been married, so I can't say that I would still have a wife, but I would have a girlfriend. I would have had a girlfriend majority of the last 9 years. If it wasn't for the criminals staging their lies and stealing my life, breaking into my home, stealing my stuff, staging lies with it, returning it, claiming my stuff is theirs, all that stuff, sabotaging my van. Now my button for my headlights is a lot more sensitive, so I don't know if they did something to my headlight. Now it works fine. I don't know what the hell is going on with the computer in the van. Like, I had the van just parked, and now it's getting sensitive again, the headlight button. So I don't know what they're doing with the computer in the van, because it's doing the same kinds of things that my Murano did and my last vehicle, the Prius, did. It's like flashing when it doesn't like something that I did. Like, the lights will flash and it does certain things when it doesn't like what the computer or the people listening don't like what I do. It'll flash, and I'm not going to stop doing what I do just because of that. That's not going to teach me anything. If you think any of this stuff that you people do is going to teach me anything, I'm 52 years old. I live in truth. I don't need to be taught anything. You all do that. Either stage lies and suppress the truth. Tonight there was a Christian radio woman, and as I said, I scan all radio channels. So it was a Christian radio woman. I criticize Christian radio people a lot, as they deserve, for suppressing the truth. And she was talking, should we allow him to get rich all at once? These are the people that are conservative. They're supposed to be, propping up conservative ideals that are, giving people the freedom to live with their own decision making. And I deserve to be rich as much as anyone does. If I have an opportunity to be rich, I should be. I would have come to it honestly, and she seems like she wants to suppress, me from being able to get wealthy when I'm 52 years old. And everyone that gets wealthy, almost everyone gets wealthy overnight. Almost everyone gets wealthy, like, all at once, as she put it. She just wants to control me or whoever she's talking about. I have an inkling it's about me, because I could come in some money here, and I'm proving the truth about my life again. And all indications are that people are seeing I'm telling the truth, and I'm the one that deserves the money. I'm 52 years old, number one. I don't need supervision. The reason I have PTSD, a large reason, is because I can't defend myself, and a large reason because of that is because I have no money, no resources to protect myself in the last 10 years. If I would have had resources to protect myself, my PTSD would not be nearly as bad, because I would have been able to protect myself to some extent. I have no running water for 7 years. I have no adequate heat or electricity. I'd suffer through winters and summers. And this lady wants me to prevent me from getting money so I can live my life. 10 years I haven't been able to live a life. This woman wants to prevent me from doing that, and wants me to be psychologically tortured for longer, because that's what it is. Either the truth is known, and I get what I deserve or what is coming to me as far as wealth, or truth is suppressed and I get tortured more. That's what's been going on for 10 years. So she would rather have me tortured longer in the United States of America than, and control me under their thumb, rather than allowing the United States of America human being as myself to get what is naturally coming to me. It's totally against what conservative Christian and Republican preaches, and that hypocrisy is what I detest. Hypocrisy is obviously a sign of weakness. It is a lie. People that are hypocrites are liars. In action, their actions make them liars, because they say they're for one thing, and then when it comes to certain people as myself, they go totally against their values. I'm someone that values, somebody's principles. That's what I said earlier today. There's like 6 billionaires. They said, which one would you most like to have lunch with? And I said, the one that's honest and hasn't negatively affected my life. And because I said I don't value wealth. I don't value wealth on its own. If someone gathered wealth because they were principled, then I value them. But they have to have gotten it through a principled way, not a sellout to, what they would call the devil. Someone that just sold out to someone so they could be wealthy. I don't respect that. It's not respectable. But yeah, if one of those people came by their wealth due to a principled life, I can respect them. And if they respect me, I'd be willing to have lunch with them. I'd like to have lunch with somebody that was principled and wealthy, that got their wealth through a principled approach and respected me. If they don't respect me, I don't want to have lunch with them. I don't want to have lunch with anybody that doesn't respect me as an equal. Because as a human being, I'm an equal to them, whether they're wealthy or not. I don't put someone that's wealthy above me. I never have, and I never will. It's not on my calculation of how people are, because some people get that way through selling out to what they would call, some of them would call the devil, meaning they're just selling out so they can become wealthy and play a role for manipulation and deceit. I don't respect that. And any of those 6 people, if any of them sold out like that, I don't respect them. I don't want to have lunch with them. If they respect me and they got their money and wealth through a principled approach, or they're a principled person and they got money, even if they inherited money or wealth and they're a principled person, I'd be interested in having lunch with them as long as they respect me. But there's no point in having lunch with somebody if they don't respect you. And I'm a truth teller. I live in the truth. 10 years of it, been tortured for 10 years, and I deserve whatever wealth is coming to me. And this lady on Christian radio, I think, is pathetic and hypocritical, and don't respect someone like that. You can't. Just because they have a platform on radio and it's called Christian, you got to have the principles that go along with what you're preaching about. Otherwise, you're a hypocrite, which means you're a liar. So I don't respect that. And again, I'd be very open to having lunch with somebody that came to wealth and is a principled person and respects me. If there's any of those things missing, I don't want to have lunch with them. But anyway, people that are billionaires would be interesting people if they're principled to me. If they're not principled, they're not interesting to me either. I don't find them interesting. I don't find them, I don't want to be like them. So that's enough. I've said enough on that. They know how I feel about it, and I don't care if they respect me or not. I tell the truth, and if you can't respect me for who I am, then I don't want to have lunch with you. So it is August 18th, 2024. 9:22 p.m., half mile north of Fairbank, Iowa, youtube.com/@IAM, WADEHEINEMN. No sexual or physical contact in the last 6+ years. No date, romance, relationship in 9 years. No friendship since 2016. Absolutely no contact, communications, connection to anybody other than my parents, Jerry and Lois, who are 83 and 82, last 5+ years. Anybody claiming so in any way whatsoever is criminal, liar, fraud, or being tricked by them. I don't know who they are. And I don't know the blonde woman who was told me nobody cares about you. This is the second time somebody said exactly those words to me. This was at Casey's gas station. I was just saying out loud, they're staging lies about me again today because I want people to know the truth about the fraud, staging lies. I think it's important not only about my situation, but important about the situation of everyone in the United States. So I say it out loud. And she said, nobody cares about you, Wade, or something like that. And I'm like, shut up. Just shut the F up or whatever I said to her. I don't care. If somebody says that where, you're that insensitive where nobody cares about you, to say that to somebody, you deserve somebody to say, shut the F up, And she kept on, hounding me, and I just kept saying, shut the F up or whatever. I don't know what I was saying, just shut up. She just kept blathering on and on about nobody caring about me, and like she was something in the community, and I'm like, I don't see people as superior to one another. Apparently because she was on some board, she thinks she's superior to me. No, you're not. Okay? We're all equal unless you're a deceiver, and then you're below everybody. You're a deceiver or a fraud or a liar or a thief. You're below people, but you're never above people. Okay? And I might say, I'm more intelligent than people. What I mean is spatially, physics theories, inventions, housing sketches, that kind of stuff. I am in the top 0.2% of people. Socially, I'm in the bottom third. So, when I say that, I should always say, should always balance that out with my ability socially is not good. But so I'm not saying I'm a genius in all things, but I'm saying I have in the top 2.2%. So in the top 1 out of 500, is that whatever, one in the top 1 out of every 500 people, in spatial understanding, and so I can write physics theories and earth science theories and draw sketches of housing, innovative housing, and write poems and make inventions of products. Most of the products that I invent are really simple, very, very streamlined, simple, mechanical type things or products that would improve people's lives. That's what I invent. But I'm not saying I'm overall more intelligent than everyone. I am specifically more intelligent than people in spatial understanding, that I can write physics theories, earth science theories, draw sketches of innovative housing, invent things again, and write poems that are often about spatial things or understanding things in a wide scope, macro look at things. And often that includes the perspective of spatial understanding. So that's all I'm saying with that. This went on way longer than I expected, but I'm not saying I'm smarter than everybody. Everybody is smart in certain ways. What I meant was my IQ is high in spatial understandings that I can write. I can do those things that I do. That's what I meant. But I'm very bad at articulating what I mean in an audio, or in saying things. That's where the autism comes in. That's where I struggled my whole life on learning how to communicate, to how to articulate what is coming, what I want to say from my brain to my mouth. It doesn't always come across the right way, and that's why autistics get accused of being insensitive and jerks at times, because we're saying, we're doing the best we can in stating how we feel about something, and we're very matter of fact a lot of times, and that's offensive to people if we don't put it into context for them, because they're used to people being, more socially intelligent as far as conveying something to somebody else in a way that's not offensive. I don't mean to laugh at it. It's funny to me and probably other people that are on the autistic spectrum, because it's difficult for us to. I mean, it's impossible for us to be like, everybody else. And for me, nobody can be like me spatially, understand things the way I do spatially, and I can't do the same thing for people that can do it socially. So we're just two different kinds of people. If people would just, not people are never always going to be the same. And, using AI to turn everything the same, or using these, networks of people to try and, quote, teach me how to live a certain way, it's never going to happen. I'm 52 years old. I live very intelligently the way adapted to who I am. I can't live like somebody else. And they're wasting all their time doing this, and they're using all kinds of resources to try and, train me as something I can't be. And it just causes more and more PTSD on top of everything else, because I feel out of control of my life when they're trying to, quote, teach me things. It's not going to happen. I'm already wiser than they are, more intelligent they are in some ways. I'm 52, so if they're in their 30s, you're not going to teach me a damn thing ever. Just face it. You will never teach me anything unless I'm in a relationship with you and I want to compromise in some way, and you're teaching me something and how to be with you, or maybe you can give me an insight on something if I've been dating you and I value you that much, somebody, and it'll always be adult female, but otherwise you're not going to teach me anything. I'm 52 years old. Face it. I'm not a child. I'm older than most of these people that are trying to teach me something through these systems of social, reform or whatever. It's not going to work. You need to scrap that. For people that are 52, you have to just accept them the way that they've adapted to life, and that's me, Wade-Alan-Heineman, 52 years old, born 11/4/71, graduated Wapsie Valley High School in 1990, circumcised 1971, no changes, white male, heterosexual, always and forever, will never be LGBTQIA in any way, will never be female, never wanted to be female, never wanted to be anything like female. I'm very accepting of who I am, male, heterosexual, always and forever. I've never been abusive to a woman, therefore I don't deserve whatever their, torturous, hideous, new Nazi system of trying to possibly turn men into women is just nightmarishly slimy and new Nazi-ish. So, signing off. It is what time here? 9:31 p.m., August 18th, 2024, half mile north of Fairbank, Iowa, on V68. After dark, in my white van by myself. I haven't done anything wrong as usual.